In this video, we're going to be previewing the 116 game here in the South region between the number 1 seed, the Houston Cougars, taking on the number 16 seed, the Longwood Lancers. For the Houston Cougars, boy, what a season they've had this year. 30-4, their record coming into the NCAA tournament. They finished first in the regular season in the Big 12 in their first year in the Big 12. Very impressive for Houston. They lost in the championship game to Iowa State. I think that actually could have been the best thing for Houston. I think they're going to be focused now after that loss. This is one of the best defensive teams in the country, second in the nation in defensive efficiency, only to Iowa State. That is the number 1 team in defensive efficiency. Houston top 15 in just about every defensive metric you can possibly think of. So good, so physical on the defensive end. This team plays a slow pace, 348th in the nation in tempo. Not always the most exciting brand of basketball, but they win, and that is what matters. Offensively, they're led by their guard duo of LJ Cryer and Jamal Shed. They combine for 28 points per game. They are both two-way players. Jamal Shed, one of the best two-way players in the country. LJ Cryer, great shooter, great scorer, can defend as well. Houston, terrific offensive rebounding team. They're 13th in the nation in offensive rebounding. Despite being a smaller team, they don't have a ton of size, but they can rebound really well. Now, my key player that I want to highlight for the Houston Cougars is Jawan Roberts, who is a key role player for this team. He's a 6'7" forward. And speaking of the offensive glass, this guy gets on the offensive glass a ton. Jawan Roberts is a menace on the board. A lot of his points come from second chance points. Houston plays really well when he is at his best. The concern for me about the Cougars making a deep run into the tournament is the free throw line. They don't get there very often, despite being a very physical team. On the offensive end as well, they are 268th in the nation in free throw rate, and they only hit 69.4% of their free throws, below 70%. That is pretty poor at the free throw stripe. Also, their physical brand of defense puts teams on the line quite a bit. 308 in the nation in terms of defensive free throw rates. A couple of concerns for a very good Houston team. For the Longwood Lancers, they come into the tournament here as a 16 seed. They finished 5th in the Big South regular season and went on a run to take home the Big South title. This is an incredibly streaky team. They started the year 12-1, and at one point during the conference season, they had a stretch where they lost 7 out of 8 games. They are a hard team to figure out. They also play a pretty slow pace, similar to Houston, makes for a slow game. They're 226th in the nation in terms of pace overall. This team is both just average offensively and defensively. Nothing really sticks out, but they do two things really well. They hit the offensive glass. They're 12th in the nation in offensive rebounding, and they get to the free throw line a lot. They attack the hoop. They're 32nd in the nation in free throw rate. My key player for the Longwood Lancers is Zyman Sapala, their 7-foot big man who had a really nice Big South tournament. He's going to have to play like a monster in this game for Longwood to have any chance. My concern for the Lancers is they really struggle on the offensive end when they are not getting offensive rebounds and second chance points, and when they are not getting to the free throw line a ton, which makes things pretty tough for them in an uphill battle against Houston. Yeah, in this matchup here, obviously a 1 versus 16 game. Longwood needs the offensive glass and free throws to stay in this game with Houston. And I'm just not sure that they're going to get it. I think Houston's going to do a good job on the glass. And even though they put teams on the free throw line a lot, I'm not sure Longwood's going to put enough pressure on this really good defense here for Kelvin Sampson. Longwood doesn't take a lot of threes. They aren't very good at shooting threes. They might have to take more than they're used to here in this one. I don't see this upset in any universe happening. Now, if it does somehow happen, you can come back and make fun of me. But I think this is going to be a blowout. Houston is going to be ready after that loss against Iowa State, and I think they run away with this one. This is a no chance for me on the upset meter. I think there's 0.1% chance that this upset happens. I don't see how Longwood is going to score more than 50 points in this game. With that, give me the Houston Cougars to advance to the second round of the NCAA tournament. Do you want to win your March Madness bracket pool? Do you want to not only beat your friends and family, but absolutely humiliate them? If you like the sound of that, subscribe down below to College Hoops Tonight, because we're previewing all 36 first round games of the NCAA tournament to give you the edge you need to nail your bracket and absolutely crush your friends and family in your bracket pool.